Okay. Why did we choose to work with Tideway on this? The first really compelling thing was that their proposal didn't require us to roll out any agents. So we'd already been down the route of struggling to get all of the SAs to deploy OpenView agents across the estate and driving that through sort of management process. We also struggle with more and more agents you deploy to a server, then the slower it tends to go and the more problems you tend to have. That was fantastic that there was no agents required. The deployment time was approximately 2 days. The appliance was shipped, bolted into the data center, into a rack in the data center, connected to the network, IP addresses assigned, and for the first stage, that's really it, and you're up and running. To get the more detail, then you have to give it some credentials to log onto your servers, and that took a little bit longer, and that was actually quite educational because we found that we thought certain service accounts would have access to all the servers. When we found that it didn't, that helped us to drive that standardization further because we were able to identify that there was a category of servers that hadn't been set up the way they should have been. So in addition to the fact that we could get a quick and accurate inventory, the business application modeling was also a very strong selling point, and the fact that we could take data from existing sources like Cisco Works, merge that with the discovered data to give us a much richer picture of our environment, but also we could take that data back out again and use it. So we're exporting the data into HP OpenView, building to populate service view models within OpenView, and then we can apply policies within OpenView, say this particular server should be running at less than 80% CPU, for instance, and I want an alert if it's not. And likewise exporting to Remedy so that we can populate our change management system. So we considered other alternative approaches to try and do the same. This is a bit like planning a journey, really. We knew where we wanted to go, but that's only one half of the story because you really need to know where are you now. And the fact was, we had OpenView and it was well established, and we'd spent the money on it already. We were kind of really committed to that product. Likewise, on the help desk side, they'd done the same for Remedy, so they were quite committed to Remedy. We'd been using it for a number of years. It was very successful at doing what it did. So we considered what would be HP's view of the world. Okay, rip out Remedy, put in their service desk product, try and do the same sort of thing using a HP world. Well, that didn't quite fit right with us because that would mean going with a lesser help desk product, service desk product, and still the discovery element was really missing from their offering. The other view of the world, okay, talk to BMC, see what they would do. Okay, they would ditch OpenView, they'd put Patrol in, but then for discovery, they would require us to roll out the Marimba agents. So again, we're back to a kind of agent view of the world. So we sat down and we thought about these options, and we ended up drawing a kind of picture with HP OpenView on one side of the page, Remedy on the other side. Tideway appliance sat in the middle as the kind of the glue, bringing all of the sort of ITIL service management stuff together and really tying everything consistently into one uniform picture of our environment. And this is pretty much the only way that we could see that we would be able to get the same service views into both Remedy and OpenView, because you could never expect our SAs to be able to manage that data in two places and keep it consistent. And there was no good way for making those two systems talk to each other either. So that was how we came to be working with Tideway, and say it's been a very successful experience so